Good morning today, 1:85, 6:30 in the morning, Sunday morning. Guys for some reason wanted me to come and open up early for them so they could start plastering. We've got a visitor. We have a visitor, should have been here yesterday, but we have an excavator in our driveway. So hopefully that means the well is going to start today. So I'll take you around whilst everyone's not here and if it's a bit quiet to show you what actually happened yesterday. So, as I said yesterday, we managed to start. We got all the formwork off the side of the building here. We managed to get all of the formwork off this side, being the kitchen area. We managed to get the wood denailed and out of the wet. I had left it outside in the rain. I wasn't here. And it did bloody rain last night, damn. And in here we managed to start in this side. We managed to get the long supports off, and then we started taking the 20-foot timber down. So really what we need to start doing now today is we should be able to get this whole side done today. If I can't get this done, damn. So today I want all of this formwork around here off, and I want all of that out. And I want to at least start in here. So if you look at what we did yesterday, they're probably going to do a little bit less today. So I would say we should at least finish off in here 100%. I don't think they're going to get to start in here, mainly because that's pretty much giving me the speed that they can work at. So today they'll always work less hours. So if they work less hours, then there's no way I would have thought that they'll get any further than here. So that is pretty much, apart from the ones where there's a crossover of timber on the roof where they can't get it off. You know, in here, like, you've got the timber from next door stopping those sheets from coming down. Apart from that, they could have got that whole room finished off. Although I'm not too sure why they didn't get that bit. It's probably because, again, there's timber here crossing over. That sheet could have gone there. But anyway, so in here, apart from taking that bit of formwork there off, which they didn't do for some unknown reason, they could have got all of those sheets there off as well. So, but anyway, they'll get this hopefully today. They should work till about 3 today, so they should get all of this out. But sometimes on Sundays, guys just don't turn up. Like England, they just don't turn up. They don't call, they don't do anything. But again, I think it's just the expectation from the management. So I've said to the guys, you need to be saying to the guys that it's a 24/7, 7-day-a-week job, and if you're not going to turn up, then you just let us know. So I'm not too sure what's been said since then, but today, if nothing's been said, then I'll take it that they'll probably get about 50% of the guys coming in. And if there's 50% of the guys, they can't do what we need to do. So, but anyway, I'm going to send a quick text in a moment to see if that's going to happen. The other thing we did do yesterday, I got the guys to put some waterproof cement into the corners here and here. I don't know if he did manage to go right down to the corner. I asked him to go right down and into the floor, which I'm not too sure if he did. But we're getting water going through into the basement, that side, and into this area here. I mean, this wall, as we've said, on the other side isn't even scratch-proof, so that would be the reason why that's letting in water. But I just wanted to make sure that if water is collecting there, then it's not going straight into each one of the storage areas. It doesn't make any sense. So in an ideal world, the other thing I want to do as well today is get out here clear, because it's just an absolute bomb site.
That. Could you try?
Siri getting involved. Yeah, I just wanted to try and make sure we get out here clear, because at the moment there's no need for us to have all of this timber out here getting soaking wet and rotting. So, but obviously with the lack of people in today, the chance of doing that's going to be very slim. So what I'd like to do today is the masons were meant to be turning up and scratch coating this side of the building. The downside is we're meant to be white mortaring today, so you can't have black mortar and white mortar being mixed at the same time for obvious reasons. So the chances of the actual masons getting to scratch coat that today is going to be very slim, because the guys at the front want to start plastering from 6:30. Although it's 6:35. So yeah, the white guys need to be scratch coating the whole of the front of that wall today. So I think that's their aim, is to get the front of the building done first. What they've also done, which is quite unique, which I did mention yesterday, is they've actually cut their rods at 45 degrees. And everyone here is a bit bamboozled. Why would they do that? I'm like, well, it's obvious why they're doing it. It makes complete sense. I'll show you what I mean. So they've actually cut the rods at 45 degrees. So they can do their plaster up to the rod. And then when the rods come off, obviously the side is at an angle, and then they can take that straight down. This is a great idea, although I think they are a bit too deep. That means they're going to be over an inch. That's a very, very thick surface, so I think they're doing that a bit proud. But anyway, they've done that all the way along. They've cut them all at 45 degrees. So I don't know whereabouts on that 45 degree they're gonna go up to. I would say probably halfway, because I think this is going to be about half an inch, I think. So let's see how they get on. The site manager, we were talking about 24, having the actual windows 24.25, which is half an inch bigger than the actual windows themselves. But yesterday, when I actually said, let's still not 24.25, can you get them done? He then had a little bit of a fit saying that 24.25 is too small, and I don't think I realised how much silicone needs to go in there. So if anybody knows about windows, let me know. We discussed that 24.25 was the size we needed, which was half an inch extra. But now we've gone 24.25. He seems to feel that was my idea, and it's not big enough. So if anybody has some experience on putting double glazed units into block holes like that, let me know. I would have thought 1/4 inch would be plenty to get silicone down, packers down, screwed into the wall, but apparently he's now saying it needed to be a bit more than that. So if it is more than that, let me know. It's a bit late, because obviously we've now plastered to 24.25 apparently, for the third time, fourth time. But apparently it was my idea, 24.25, and it's not big enough. So anyway, it'd be nice to know from someone out there that actually fits windows or is experienced in fitting windows, how much you should normally allow. I think he's saying 3/8. He's doing weird measurements here. So I'm assuming he's saying in between 1/4 inch and half an inch. So a third of an inch. I think that's what he's saying we should allow. And then obviously this bad boy, hopefully, is going to be digging out the well itself. So I'm not too sure what they're going to do today, but obviously they're going to excavate some of that right back. And then they normally have a drill, as far as I'm aware. They drill down through the rock, which takes a couple of hours, but their intention was yesterday to excavate and today do something. I don't know what that was, but they're now intending to do the whole thing in one day. So anyway, at least he's here. That's the main. So yeah, today's going to be just, let's see who turns up, and we'll go from there. But at the moment, we normally have less staff in, so let's see how that goes. Okay, so we're up past 10. White is starting to go on the wall. Looks cream at the moment. We've added lime powder to it, so hopefully it should dry a nice whiter look. Fingers crossed. Everything bloody crossed, in fact. So what they do on this, they actually put it onto the wall and let it sit for a bit. They smooth it off, they let it sit for a bit, and then they wet it and they trowel it until it goes smooth. So fingers crossed it's going to be bloody smooth. Fingers crossed it's not have to go on too deep as well, because some of the actual rods and the walls are very protruding, so that's like nearly an inch on some of it, so hopefully it won't have to go an inch, that's for sure. Ooh, they're losing a lot of it on the floor. But anyway, that's the Bajan way of doing things. So quickly looking at the beading. So what we've actually done now is we've put a little bit of an idiot-proof guide on here. So that means that once this wall is done and this comes off, then they can plaster straight to here. Obviously, the only thing we haven't got is the depth that we want to add, so they have to dictate the depth itself, but we do need to control the depth as well, otherwise we'll lose a lot of the window. So that's one thing I've got to talk to the supervisor out to ensure we get that right. The roof itself in next door is continuing to come down, so fingers crossed. I'm seeing more grey concrete. I've just met with the individual that's going to be doing the interior. He's set to come tomorrow to measure from the ceiling, because we're actually ordering the metal studding floor to ceiling. So once that's done, it literally goes straight in, so that'll be good. Show you in here as well. Okay. Guys are all in here at the moment. So getting there. So this will be down by, certainly by lunchtime, I reckon. And then we can crack on the next door. And then tomorrow we're at fit out. Okay, so it's 10 to 12. Things are progressing on the front. Now starting to polish flat. Looking very cream. Okay. So we're just over a third through. Greg is now obviously doing the smoothing around. The boys know their stuff. So fingers crossed that's going to be smooth as hell and it will dry white. Please be white. I need you to be white. So anyway, it does dry white. I should say whiter than it actually is at the moment when it comes out and goes on. But that's the problem at the moment. You've got to use something white in the mix, and the only thing they can use is coral. And coral is cream. So it is what it is. The concrete is white. That's the add-on. It's sand, obviously. Sand is obviously very brown or grey, or so. This is the ones that they did the other day. This is how they finished.
Everything done.
Oh, good lad. Excellent. So there's loads of timber and everything. So we've got that down already. It's good news. Fair play, and. And these are drying a lot whiter than they were on the wall, that's for sure. So fingers crossed we've added lime to it now as well. So adding lime, hopefully we should get it a lot smoother, a lot whiter. But it is cream. That is cream. So fingers crossed. We've also got blocks, sand, cement. A couple of men down there now boxing out the well. They're not drilling the well. They're actually going to use compressors. So it's going to be about 4 or 5 days worth of work. The drill, there's only one person on the island that's got the drill, and they couldn't fit us in, so we're going to have to do compressors. So rather than being 2 to 3 hours work, it's going to be 6 to 7 days work. But anyway, that's being done now. So the excavator came this morning and dug out, and now we have a man down there that's going to be preparing the base and then doing the block sort of hole, and then the compressors will come in after that. So all the wood is down from there. As you can see, it's now lumbered there. We need to get some of this into the container. This is obviously undercover, but we need to get that out as well. More sheets are coming down. We need to get these sheets stacked rather than being like that. And the boys are getting stuck into now removing the formwork around the outsides. That's one of the hardest parts. And then you can remove the outer pieces as well. So that's what they're doing now. So fingers crossed that'll be done today. The other thing we've been doing as well on the front of the building, Rick is actually plastering the front. And scratch coating the front as well, this wall, trying to get that level. All good, Rick?
Yeah, mate.
Okay, so that's pretty much where we are so far. How the rest of the day goes. It's been getting smoother. It's looking nicer. Hopefully it goes white. I really do hope it goes white. Over a third. It's 12:20. It's a big wall to do. So it's going to be a late one. So we got 4 p.m. The boys are trying to fly through. Coming up to 3/4. 2/3. 50% polished. The rest up. That's it. Going, Ant? You alright? Good. Let's have a quick look through, see what the boys have done. So we'll look at that manhole first. So we had the excavator out this morning. He did his bit. And then we've had the boys doing the block lay. sparkler. Looks like they didn't do anything. Wow. That was meant to have been laid and poured. All the blocks were meant to have been laid and poured. So we had nothing done in there. Not a good start, Troy. Okay, let's have a look how the guys got on inside. A bit more rain. Let's make sure our tarpaulin stays over. Is these all going to get wet? Oh, they got rid of them anyway, that's good. So inside. Did we manage to get all the formwork down in this side? Yes, they did. Nice. So you've got all the formwork around the outside down, all the formwork down around the outsides. And now it's going to be in here. This will be tomorrow's journey. Smithy's obviously chasing and chipping off the actual concrete. And they also didn't try, they did. They've actually skimmed the side return. We call it the overhang support. So it's the 12-inch wall that houses the overhang itself. That was unfortunately pointing inwards. So they've had to scratch coat that to try and bring it to level. Still a little bit short, but a lot better. And then they've done the top of the actual front as well, so I'm not too sure what they're aiming to do now. That might be it. And then they'll literally go over the white now. Otherwise, we've hemorrhaged quite a bit of money in the white mortar because it's bloody expensive. And we're about an inch, not thick enough. So the jacks are back up, so now this whole piece in here completely out and empty now, which is good. Electrician and suspended ceiling man can come flying through and do their thing. We need to get a bloody good sweep out in here tomorrow. So it looks like Smithy's done his thing.
Wait, show Ivan, what you're talking about. Let Ivan.
Let's have a look what they're talking about.